Take the pen. Take the pen. Take the pen. Take the pen. The pen. The pen. 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 The pen. Yes, the pen. The pen is an episode that's very popular for a lot of people because it does do a good job at, acknowledging condo life down in like the Florida area where a lot of people like to retire to, like Del Boca Vista, and the Bocas, their Vistas, like all of them. That's what it basically just, the story of that episode is. Especially with, most of the parents, like the cast and the crew, being from that area, they obviously like to, paint a picture of what life is like down there. They say the phrase also, which I've heard that lately from my mom, of course. Sometimes it's hard to see your parents grow old, and they just do some crazy things, say some crazy stuff, like like, no offense to anybody, of course, but like they're a lot more like protective of you, as of like Jerry spending $25 a day on a rental car, or just like they're sensitive about going scuba diving and whatnot, all that crazy stuff that they're just sensitive about. It recapped all that one episode. The story was Jerry and Elaine went down to Florida. Jerry wanted to be in attendance for a dinner where they're going to be honoring his father for what he had done the past year as like president of the board in their community that they live in. Elaine tagged along with him only because she wanted to go scuba diving. They're supposed to be gone there just for like 3 days, I think it was. Going down there, they had the dinner, then they're going to go home. That's really the reason why they went down there. Well, of course, they get there, and of course, like, why were you late? Then it's because, they waited for 35 minutes at the rental car place, and then they're trying to make arrangements of where we were going to sleep. Now, this episode, it was, again, at the end of season 2, where they had the deal episode, they were trying to get Jerry and Elaine back together as a romantic couple. Even though the main story was basically them trying to be friends with benefits, pretty much. Of course, Jerry's parents thought that they were still together. But when, of course, they weren't going to share the same room, the same bed, Jerry advised them that they didn't really work as a couple and they were just, just friends. Elaine, though, complains also about because the air conditioner was not on. The heat was on, which didn't seem to really phase and take notice for the older Seinfelds. So they have the MC is the first appearance of Jack Klompus, who just another senile old man. He comes in. He's gonna be the MC at the big dinner the following night, and Jerry is supposed to be doing some comedy routine there just for some entertainment. Well, I think Jack owed Morty some money. So instead of just like rounding it up or whatnot, he gave him $19.45 on a check, and he signed the check with a pen. And he says this is an astronaut pen, which the pen actually came from George Shapiro. That was his pen. Larry David didn't have a pen when he was writing something down one time in a meeting, and he goes, here's this pen. It's an astronaut pen. You write upside down with it. And then Larry, he was like, take the pen. And like Larry's like, no, I couldn't take it. Like the same exchange that Jerry had with Jack Klompus. He liked the pen, but Klompus was insisting for Jerry to take the pen. So finally he took the pen. And after, of course, he left, there was like, why'd you take that pen? He's going to twist the whole story all up and tell everyone about it. Which to me, it's like, it's no big deal. It's just a stinking little pen. But ended up being because the next day they brought up a big stink about that stupid pen. But like, take the pen, I didn't steal the pen, why did you take my pen, and this and that, how dare you take the pen from that kid. It was just like, it's just so ridiculous, but it was just, humorous because that's just how life is there. But with Elaine, she slept on a sofa bed, and there was this bar in the bed that just really drove into her back. And she woke up the next morning, she was a sweaty mess from being hot, and her back was killing her from being in that bar on the bed. And, sorry, I yawned for a second. And then, so, first she was begging to put the air conditioner on, which they had no clue how to work it. They did, and of course, Elaine was comfortable, but Mr. and Mrs. Seinfeld were freezing. So Jerry went scuba diving himself. However, there was so much pressure on his eyes from the mask that his I forgot what he described. Like I guess he had like these big like marks around his eyes. I forgot what burst is. I can't remember what the word was he said. But of course, they're all concerned about him, and then Clompus, and then his wife comes in again, starts holding him at the pen. And of course, to help Elaine feel better, they gave her some muscle relaxers. Well, she had a little too many. They go to the dinner, and she was definitely like very, high, very out of it. When they introduced him to Uncle Leo's wife, Stella, which is one of the only appearances they had, because down the line, there was an episode where Uncle Leo was starting a relationship with somebody, so I don't know if either they got divorced or if Aunt Stella passed away or what happened. But this was also the famous line of Elaine going, Stella! Stella! Which Jerry has to explain that she's high on muscle relaxers. And they're still talking about that pen. So they go to dinner, and Clompus is the leader, but he just trashes Morty, and then they start arguing. Jerry tries to get on and start doing some of his comedy routine, which was not working either. Finally, everyone shut up whenever Elaine just screamed out again, Stella! And then the doctor tells them that because Elaine's back, that they're gonna have to, they can't travel for another 5 days. And of course, as early in the episode, Jerry was like, it's only a day. You can take away showers and meals. It's like 20 minutes. It'll be done before you know it. But, and again, he's just like trying to, make Elaine feel better about the fact that they're going to be stuck there for 5 more days, but it doesn't faze her, basically. And that's the episode, basically. Like I said, it was mainly a one-story thing, mostly with them being down in Florida, being around, like, in a condo community, just, painting a picture of what that's like. One of the very noteworthy things, though, that both Michael Richards and Jason Alexander were not in this episode. It was the second time that Michael Richards was left out of a show. The first one was the Chinese restaurant. This is the first and only time for Jason Alexander. And he was not too happy about that. He actually basically told Jerry and Larry, don't do that again. If you do it again, though, then just do it permanently. Like, just permanently write him off the show. He just feels like, that he needs to be in every single episode. And that's his character. He doesn't... It's like, if you don't need me here, it's like you don't need me at all. It's just how he felt. And, of course, they never did that again. The only time one of them was not in an episode was when Elaine was on maternity leave. I think it was the trip episode, the parts 1 and 2 of the next season. I think that was the only other time that a main cast member was not in an episode at all. I think, because like I said, she was on maternity leave. But other than that, like I said, that's definitely a lot of people's favorite. Like, a lot of people like this episode. I like it, but I wouldn't say I don't like it as much as a lot of people like it. But it's still a good episode. The next episode, though, is a very good one. It's one that definitely stands out to me when I think of Seinfeld. So I look forward to talking about that one next. So, guys, what are your thoughts on the pen? Did you take the pen? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Actually, if you watch this, please comment in the comment section, take the pen. Again, leave thoughts down in the comment section below. Slap a like on the video. Subscribe for more content to come at the channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAir93. Until then, guys, I'll see y'all later. Remember, comment below saying, take the pen! Take the pen! Take the pen! Take the pen! Good night, everybody. And remember, take the pen.